First up, Ubisoft, dead, dying, it's gone. It's the old Yeller style, except instead of a shotgun, it's like burning inside of a house slowly. Like just
It's just so bad. Like, what is wrong with them?
well, it's always been the management. The management there has been terrible for like what 10 almost 10 years now.
Ever since Black Flag, pretty much.
What did that game do to you? What did like what?
Dude, it was a terrible pirate game that they called Assassin's Creed, and I won't let it go. I
That's
hated
fair.
the boat combat and sailing everywhere. And then they're like, oh, let's make a whole game about that. And now they're like, oh, we don't have to call it Assassin's Creed. Yeah, okay. You didn't have to call it Assassin's Creed 10 years ago. All right.
But here's my question though: did you prefer Sly Cooper 3's pirate mechanic, the ship mechanic, or?
Yeah, absolutely. You kidding me? That was fun.
That was
Heck,
really
I'd
fun.
take Wind Waker's boat mechanics from the GameCube version, not even with the fast sail over Black Flags.
Really? Wow. I was okay. I mean, I actually liked the naval combat. I also like the shanties. I like that. At least in Assassin's Creed, you can board another person's ship and like attack them. Skull and Bones.
It's just so
It's
boring.
it's so boring. They showed nothing. They're like, oh,
let me rephrase it. Right, like the ship combat's good and stuff, but like it's forced in that game, and it's an Assassin's Creed game, and that's what I hate about it.
That's fair. That's fair. I do wish there was less. I mean, it really is padding, right? Like fundamentally,
100%.
Yeah. It's fundamental
and
padding.
they still do that. Like we're playing through Far Cry 6 right now, and it's literally like every other story mission is like 10 miles, like in real life, a different direction, and it takes us 40 minutes to get to the position. To like skip a cutscene and then go back.
And that's not even including the fact that off air, I like took out a lot of anti-air guns so we could just fly to places faster because,
right,
you know, so it's, but to be fair, it is hard for games to find that like balance between padding and content. But
right.
in Black Flag, I really think there need to be less actual sea and just more land. I think there's just way too, and I get it's pirate. I totally get that. But it was just the ratio of how much time you were spending on your ship versus actually playing as an assassin. To your point, is like it's really off balance. Even though I still like the game, and the ending was one of the few games that like brought a tear to my eye. Did you at least like the ending, where it's like he sees like everyone who like he's basically redeemed, and like everyone who's like died it like shows up at like this table, and it plays the like classic it's a very classic song.
I feel like I gotta like look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
That sounds really familiar.
Right, it's like a really beautiful cover of a really old song. Glass Half Full. Is that what, every like Celtic female group always sings it. Does a cover of it. The Parting Glass. There we go. They did a cover of the Parting Glass, which is already a beautiful song.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah, I mean, at least give it that it had a great ending. You know,
look, the game's great, right? I just hate that the pirate or the ship combat was so forced and just
that's fair, right?
Clearly there for padding. Otherwise, the story was great. Like I like a pirate setting. I think it would work fine, but like just don't make me do the combat and everything.
Right. And so now
like,
Ubisoft.
I will say I loved hunting whales in that game. Like I don't.
Oh, that was fun,
like
right?
Whale
Yeah,
hunting in real life, but like,
well, don't knock it till you
that
try.
was just,
I mean,
like fun. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe I will go try it now. This game sold it to me. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Ubisoft. I mean, they kind of took the whole padding fundamentals and like put it into everything now, right? Like the new Assassin's Creed games absolutely are.
Oh, 100%. Even worse now.
Assassin's Creed padding. That's the game. That's the game.
Assassin's Creed.
So,
simulation.
So yeah, Ubisoft, they're in this incredibly bad downward spiral. They lost a lot of money. Like it's like one of the worst years they ever had. I love how I complained about it the first time and still didn't find the letter they wrote about to their. It was just from Ubisoft to the workers, basically, like the ball's in your court. It was like the last sentence, like about us hitting the goals for the year and like budgets and stuff like that.
Right.
It just, I mean, I don't know if it's like a terrible place to work, but I don't know why anyone's going to choose to work there.
Right.
It's, especially now that, and also keep in mind, they apparently were trying to be bought out by people or merge. Sorry, I'm not really sure if there's a difference in this
Right.
case.
They're literally like going to everybody like, please, we're gonna die. You need to buy us like right now before we're gonna be in the ground soon. You have to help us.
Farmville? I have a Farmville Ubisoft merger. Hello? No. um, yeah. I'm kind of surprised that it's assuming they asked Microsoft. Microsoft didn't want to buy them up for for Game Pass.
Right. I can't believe neither of them did. Right. Like PlayStation could have put them on their PS Plus
right.
Premium or whatever it is now, or Xbox
right.
could have just been like, yeah, you're part of Game Pass now. Congratulations. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Something else must be like off with them that they're like so undesirable right now. And
it's skull and bones. That's what makes them undesirable. Everyone's just like,
ooh,
wait,
you spent $120 million on this game? Yeah, we don't want any part of that. That sounds like a big loss. We'll wait till you're dead and then resurrect you. And it's not like they make like bad games, right? Like the Assassin's Creed games aren't bad.
Ooh.
Splinter Cell's not. I mean, they don't make Splinter Cell anymore, but like Splinter Cell was great. The Far Cry games are fine, but most of them are just like copy and paste.
I love this, so I was able to add this comment to the stream. Stiggy Man says Ubisoft dying is great. Maybe they will get their head out of their ass and effing. I mean, actually, the word's terrible.
It popped up on the
screen. I know. Effing invent something new rather than the same cookie cutter AC/Far Cry template over and over and over and over for the past effing decade.
See?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's literally a copy and paste every year or two whenever they like do these games, and it's not that they're bad games. It's just that it's boring.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I played a little bit of Origin. And I was like kind of having fun because I could play as an assassin, and then I forget. But then I like stopped playing it for a little while because it was just taking too much on my hard drive. Then I started playing Valhalla for a little bit, and I'm like, this is not fun. This is like pure padding. There's no assassin like they stopped copying pasting but the wrong part. Like they instead of copying the fun part, they just they cut the wrong part. It was ridiculous.
Right, and it was like that for Valhalla, and it was like that for Odyssey, because it was like, oh, we're not even assassins anymore. Like, Odyssey was like way before the Creed, and Valhalla, you're literally just Vikings. Like, they're not assassins.
It's just, I mean, it's like, it could have, I think it should have been like fighting against the Vikings would have made you an assassin. I just don't see a Viking being an assassin. It's just not... But either way, Stiggy Man also said, quote, our commentator, because the art in their games are great and the story writing can be great, it's just their gameplay loop is boring. That's very true. Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
There you go. It's summed up right there. It's just like they can make good games. They have good writing. It's just they don't know how to be innovative with gameplay. And granted, it was like, okay, cool. You took Assassin's Creed and made it like an RPG with Origins. Cool. But then it just got worse. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with like Odyssey and the other one, Valhalla. I don't know.
But Valhalla, I mean, it's the best. It's the best-selling one. I mean, I don't know why, maybe because everyone just loves Vikings.
Right. No, the games are great. It's just they're not Assassin's Creed games anymore. Just I don't know. They just like they have to figure something out, like make a new series and have it be all these like different time periods. I guess they're just so like, well, Assassin's Creed been it for so long, like why change that? But
right,
I want to be an assassin for Assassin's Creed. Like that's what it comes down to.
Right, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm sure you're tired of me hearing it from me. But one, I can understand why they changed from like Syndicate to Origin. Like everyone's getting kind of, well, I wouldn't say bored, but like they're just kind of ruining the Assassin's Creed original style. And now people are burnt out of this style. So my logic or my answer is just have different studios work on it, original style, as I'll put it, and then open world style. So then you can, two separate demographics that kind of can meet in the middle for each game. Like they could, I'm just saying it's possible. It
Yeah.
like
Oh, I'm like so excited for Mirage. Like it's probably the
right,
first Assassin's Creed I've pre-ordered since Origins. Just because they're going back to like the old school stuff.
right. Which is, I mean, it's just Prince of Persia in disguise, but uh,
Right.
wow, this sorry, let's add this to the broadcast. Let's see here. Sticky Man says again, they have the technology, the artists, and the writers, and even their music has its moments, all true. But they need some fresh stuff on the plate, and it does not mean they need to make a new series or franchise. They need to know what worked and what isn't working. True. I personally would not be annoyed by a linear game from them that keeps the action going rather than 40 plus hours of open world grind they usually include.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
We need to get out of this like groove of every game has to be this giant open world RPG with like hundreds of hours. No,
Mm.
I don't know about you. I don't have time for that. Right? I need a game that I can sit down and play start to finish in like 2 or 3 sittings. And I miss those days. You know, it's like
Right.
BioShock, Dead Space. You know, none of
Mhm.
those games were giant RPGs that took hundreds of hours, and those are still some of the greatest games ever.
And what I liked about original Assassin's Creed, it kind of gave you both options. Like like what we did with Assassin's Creed One, we just kind of blew through like the missions that mattered. That's all we did, but it was still fun,
Right.
right? But like we had the option to like explore, get flags, do other stuff, which, you know, it's like, but that's all super optional, and it didn't. I wouldn't argue it was padding, especially for that time period for Assassin's Creed One, but it was still something to collect. It was fun, but you didn't have to do it by any means. But now it's like in like Valhalla or Odyssey, it's like, okay, first you gotta do this trail quest. Okay, now you gotta be level 30 to do this next quest. Okay, so now you gotta grind to get to level 30. Like, you can't win. Like, yeah, I don't have the time to grind. I want to play a game for like, you know, the action and story. And now you're making me grind. Like, that's not what I signed up for.
Right, exactly. And it's just like I don't know, like even like Black Flag, for example, right? Where we're on the ships and like going around and like going to different ports and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
even that was okay. You can have like a semi-open world, and even like Assassin's Creed One had way more of an open world than I remembered it. Like
Yeah,
I always
definitely
thought
did.
you just like you always ran to that gate and then fast traveled. But like the first couple of missions, like you actually like had to ride all the way to the cities and stuff
Right.
like that. So I don't know. It's just we don't need that setup for every single game franchise, right? It's
Mhm.
like even look at Pokemon. Like they just did it. It was like a big open world JRPG. You could go do whatever you want, spend
Oh.
hundreds of hours, and like it's a good change, right? Like Pokemon definitely needed to do something just to mix it up a little, but
Right.
like I don't want that for every game going forward now. Like I'd like us to go back eventually to just like, all right, go to Route 1, Route 2, Route 3, battle a gym, and then keep going, you know?
So like I can understand that, but I don't mind keep making new open world games for Pokemon. But in your defense, I would like it so for the remakes they still kept it that way. Like there's like
Oh yeah,
that's what
I
I
don't
like.
think
Like
they'll ever do it for the remakes because like if they do, look, we know the Pokemon fan base, you can't please them. And if they change anything about the remakes, I mean, it's over for them. Granted, though, I think the only remake they really have left is 5, like Gen 5. So you could do whatever you want. Nobody really cares, I guess.
Sticky Man goes, shorter games do not equal bad games, but in the late PS3 and all PS4 generation publishers, because let's be fair, the developer probably know these issues, but they're not willing, not pulling the strings. The publishers have this idea of 70 hours being the minimum for the game to be quote worth it. And then he goes on. 1 second.
Right.
Meanwhile, oh, like the broadcast.
They
Meanwhile, I have
make it
maybe
like
8 playthroughs of
$1
Portal.
per.
And well,
It's
like
literally like $1 per hour. So like the games are priced at $70. You have to
Right.
get 70 hours. But like
I mean,
I
so
don't
like
need that.
I agree. We don't need it. For me, that's what I love about roguelikes is that like it has condensed amount of gameplay, but so much replayability that you get hundreds of hours out of it, right? But
Right.
yeah, I don't need a game where it's like it can be 8 hours, but you're making it 100. You know, like I don't need that. 8 playthroughs of Portal, that's a lot though. Yeah, but I mean, when it's a classic and you like a game you can always go back to, like for me, it's like Dead Rising, the original one. There's something about it. I
Right.
just love going back, and it's just like a goofy zombie killing game, and it was just like I don't know, just something really fun for me.
Right.
But back to Ubisoft again though. Um, actually, I guess I wanted to talk about Skull and Bones. Uh, 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 why? Why? like, eh, like you mentioned it before, 120 hours. That's hours. 120 million dollars. That's an insane amount of money to put into this game that we don't understand what that all went towards, and it's like killing Ubisoft. It,
Yes. It's so
I
bad.
they have some kind of agreement with the Singapore government because they're helping them make the game for like assets and stuff like that, so they're legally obligated. But I have to feel like at this point they want to just take it out back and end it. I don't think they want this game. I don't think they.
There's no way they're getting a return on investment on this thing.
And it's like, and the weird part is, and they missed their window so hard because they said like, or I'm not sure if they said it or it was leaked that it was based on the Assassin's Creed 4 ship play, but that was like
Right.
in its own time. Like
Right.
8 years later,
Nobody cares about that anymore. Like, come
the
on.
hype's not there. The hype's not there anymore. We
Right. And we have Sea of Thieves. We have a pirate game.
right. We have
Nobody is ever going to be able to copy that or like make it as enjoyable as what that
Right.
game is. So
And then if you want a pirate game but you're in space, go to No Man's Sky. There you go. I solved the issue for
Right.
you. Um, I just it's just ridiculous. Like this game needs again. I really think they just
no,
what's
they
the word I'm
screwed the
looking for?
pooch on this.
Yeah, okay,
It's
that's
like,
good. Yeah,
it's so bad. I can't fathom who on the board was like, yeah, this is a good idea. And granted, they started this game 6 years ago. So 6 years now, this game has been in development, and I don't even know. They just like
I feel like it's been more.
give up. Like
Yeah.
I feel
Everyone
like
just
it's
give
been
up.
even
Just
longer.
give up.
Just release it, let it flop, and move on to the next thing.
Skull and Bones has the potential to be good, and I personally quote. This is from Sticky Man again. I am a developer, not in gaming though. Can be totally fine with the delays if only they were explaining the proper reason for the delays. Give real reasons rather than just a delay. Yeah. So like, the problem that they probably face is like they have to word it carefully because they don't want their stock to go down. B, they don't want the shareholders to get pissed off for the real reason of delays. They're not going to admit like we made a mistake, but like someone has to take responsibility for this bull crap. I don't mind delays either, but when you're stretching 6 years, I mean, is that really a delay anymore? That's just like
for a game that seems like so, game making. I'm not like bashing or saying like game making's it's easy. It should have been done by now. Like, but like there's not a lot of meat and bones. It seems, at least from the like. I don't know how much gameplay have they shown like total at this point, like 20 hours of gameplay. I feel like over the last 6 years,
if that, I don't know. I feel like it's
we see like the same thing every time. It's like,
right,
you're on a ship, you shoot a cannon at a tower, and then you get off the ship, go to talk to somebody, and go back on the ship. And it's like, what is the point of this game?
Right, exactly. Like what? Like you keep re-showing the same gameplay. It's just it's wild. It's really wild to me. I mean, to Stiggy's point though, yeah, it has the potential to be good to a certain demographic. I think every game has the potential to be good, but it just having ship combat is I don't know. I don't think it's it. I don't, unless it's for a very core demographic of people, like
right,
very core. Man, that was I'm trying to think. Was there anything we missed with Ubisoft?
They're dumb.
Whoa. What?
Right. I love all your games. I love every single one of your franchises, but this is dumb. Stop killing yourself, please.
What about?
It's so bad.
What about Watch Dogs? You love that series?
Watch Dogs 1 was amazing. Watch Dogs 2,
true. I never played it.
I personally didn't like it, but I know like people loved it, and then Legion was just a disgrace. Like they just
you played it?
Oh, it was so bad. It was a buggy mess. I played it. I put like 8 hours in that game, and then somehow my save data got corrupted, like in game, and I had to restart. And I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm done. And that was it.
Not feeling it. Actually, I like this. This is funny. Dear Ubisoft, from Sticky Man again. When I log into Ubisoft Connect and PC and click remember me, please actually do rather than ask for my details again. That's so true. Ubisoft, you know what? Actually, I want to talk about that for a second. Ubisoft Connect is trash. It is terrible. It's like Origin. It's just, and they stopped doing Origin. Now it's like EA Play, I think, or something like that. God, Connect is just, it's so slow. I wish they'd all just sacrifice themselves to Steam's and Epic. Like, was I a fan of Epic Games joining the digital marketplace storefront game? No, but now it's like they're the only two like well optimized fronts. You know, I don't want to buy games everywhere else where it sucks, especially Ubisoft's. But if you want to sponsor us for your next game for Mirage, by all means, we'll you know. Yeah, so Ubisoft, you can do better. I'm sorry that you're dying. I guess that's really. I don't want you to die. I think.
Yeah, just make better decisions. Fire your board of executives.
Yeah.
Get them out of there. They don't know what they're doing. Make a new Rayman game. Make the Splinter Cell remake, and you'll be good.
Oh God, I would love a Splinter. Now I just want the Splinter Cell remake. Why'd you have to do that to me?